Let's do makeup without any foundation or skin tint. Starting off with bronzer, not contour. I like the warm. This is About Face Coney Island. Blend that in. Please make sure your face is very hydrated before you put makeup on. For a toasty look, I like to use Nude Sticks Sun-Kissed on my forehead. It's a blush slash bronzer, but gives you a toasty look at the same time. It is cream to powder formula. Sometimes I put it right here. I know it's extra. You don't have to do it, but I do it. Make sure you get it in your hairline. And if you're gonna wear powder eyeshadow, do so before you put any of your blush and all this other contour on, but I'm doing liquid eyeshadow today. So I'm going to color correct under my eyes. I have depressions and dark and some different colors on there. I usually use Huda Pink Pomelo, it's a peach tone, or I'll use Haus Labs number 22 medium peach. Today I'm going to use the Haus Labs. I like to color correct and then use a concealer to brighten, especially when you have depressions under here. Light brings things out, dark minimizes. I do like using my finger right under this area here. I just concentrate on the area that is dark and depressed. Oh, if this fixed all kinds of things that cause depressions. You can see the peach took away a lot of the blue, and now I'm going to actually brighten. I'm using Kosas 2.6 to brighten around this area here, and I'm going to use pink to brighten right here. I'm going to brighten these areas here so they don't look so caved in, so your cheeks don't look like they're taking a direct flight down south. Now blend. I like this little mini BK concealer brush. I do not directly apply concealer under my eyes. Make sure the creasing is gone before you put any setting powder on. I do take a sponge to blend everything else in. And I'm going to go over my eyes. A lot of times when you use concealer, you're going to see the line right there. Bronzer or contour, you're just going to buff that out with a beauty blender. My favorite part, Magic by Kosas. This really brightens the under eye. This is pink. It's almost like a color corrector and a concealer at the same time. I love the bright under eye. Tap that in. And make sure you let your concealer sit for a little bit before you put setting powder on, because concealer creeps and crawls sometimes. If you get it in this area here, just tap that in too. I love eyeshadows. I love liquid eyeshadows, and I really love powder eyeshadows, but for a fast look, I'm using liquid. This is Gen C Rose Water. Tap it in everywhere. And I tap a lot of my shadows in because I don't like to move my eyelids around too much. They're going down south too, right? That was Rose Water. Now I'm going to use something called Shroom by Gen C. This just gives a little bit of a smoky look on the outer corners of your eyes. I love this liquid eyeshadow because it does not dry or settle into all my cracks and crevices, so it doesn't look like crack clay. And I do extend that darker color up a little bit, especially if you have hooded eyes. Extend the color up higher so it doesn't get lost in the sauce. I'm going to use the color Linen just to lighten up this area, my inner corners. Tap this in. To make it look like I spent all day working on my eyeshadow, I'm going to use something called First Light. Just a slight little shimmer. Just tap that in. For blush, I'm going to use e.l.f. Putty, the color Tahiti. You can use your finger or put your brush in there. For people that are new to blush, you want to start up in this area here. Don't start down here. No. It's going to make your face look like, again, it's taking a direct flight down south. Before you put your setting powder under your eyes, you're going to make sure you have no creasing. And I do have a little bit because it creeps and crawls, especially when you're talking. You're going to take a serum, Q-tip, and you're going to gently wipe away the creasing. I like using the Bake Setting Powder. Mine broke. This is Kosas Bake Setting Powder. Bake Setting Powder is great for under eye, especially with wrinkles, because it starts off as a liquid, which means they can add a lot of hydration, and it bakes into a powder. I take a fluffy brush, and I just set the concealer so it doesn't do electric slide on my face. I do like loose powder, but not directly under my eyes. Color Candy. Loose setting powder, I like Laura Mercier Translucent. I'm going to tap some in the lid. I also like to use a pink powder. This is Huda Cherry Blossom. My cheek area, since I am going to put a powder blush on, just take a little bit of the translucent powder, and I just pat that in. One right here too. To set in my bronzer, I'm going to use a powder puff because I'm going to use a powder bronzer as well. This is still the translucent Laura Mercier. Pink setting powder is going to go around my mouth area. This gives the illusion that things aren't falling down south. I like to extend it all around here. Don't put loose powder under my eyes, but I will put it right here and let it bake a little bit for more of a brighter look. This is a light makeup day for me. I usually use about 6 different blushes and all kinds of bronzers, contour. I do it all, but today it's very light. I'm using NARS Behave blush. This is a great neutral blush. Tap this bake away with a fluffy brush. I'm going to use Too Faced Powder Bronzer Chocolate Soleil. This is a great matte bronzer. The best bronzer I've ever used. It's almost like a setting powder bronzer. I love it. If you like to contour under this area here, this would be great. I feel like I don't have enough blush on, so I am going to go with some Haus Labs on Rosette. Just a little bit, it's fine. You can connect your eyeshadow if you like with your blush, and sometimes I like doing that. And then I like to cross over. And I do like to bake right under my blush. More chiseled look. That's with the Huda Cherry Blossom. All right, so I'm going to use Stila Brown Liquid Eyeliner. Always start out with my wing first. And then I go back in. Just gently tapping. And then I'm going to connect this part with my wing. Tight line with Urban Decay 24/7 waterproof eyeliner. I've tried many. This is the only eyeliner that goes on right away. I don't have to play around with it. Make sure you don't have any skincare residue on those lashes before you put mascara on, because you're going to get clumpiness. Benefit Bad Gal Bang Brown. I love this mascara because it's so incredibly light. Aero particles are in this mascara, which is the lightest material known in space technology. It's real light, but a very impactful look. I only use 2 coats, second coat. And the brush, the bristles are so tiny, they leave no lash behind, and the probability of you poking your eye out is low. Let's get rid of the bake with a nice fluffy brush. NYX eyebrow glue. I don't like when my eyebrows look like they're trying to take a left or a right. I just want them straight up. I love Huda lip stains. Before you use this, make sure you don't have any makeup on your lips, or it may not be transfer proof. I don't know what color I'm going to use. Since I have light makeup on, I'm going to go with the warmest brown. If you have small lips, try not to go deep into the corners, because remember, dark minimizes things. Just try to end it in this area here and then blur it in. Like soft nude. Just fill in some of the blank spaces. If you don't get the line straight, take a Q-tip. Make it straight. We put a little nude on. This is Dior Contour 220. Lip gloss, I usually use e.l.f. lip oil or the oil shimmer. What should I use? I don't know. Maybe the shimmer. This is called Candy Coated. Alright, so now for the setting spray. I like to hydrate my face first with Diablo Hydrating Spray. It's not a setting spray, you have to shake it. I know it's kind of an oxymoron because I just dried my face down with setting powders, but I like the hydration before a setting spray. I actually use this several times a day, at least 6, 7, 8 times a day, all day long. It does not ruin your makeup. You're gonna look like one of those little candied fruits on a tart at the store. Immediately after that, with a setting spray, I'm going to use the new Charlotte Tilbury Matte Blur. Change your mind. I'm just going to use a little bit of white in this area here to brighten it up. And that's it. Quick, easy. What are you still doing here? Go do your makeup. Have a good day.